Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 19th hole. We are live on In Between Media. We are sports, we are lifestyle, and everything in between. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the whole channel, and jingle that bell for notifications. We have reached the second major championship of 2025, the PGA Championship at vaunted Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's going to be a big one, arguably the best field in golf. We'll talk a little bit about last week's Truist Championship and also the Myrtle Beach Classic. It's going to be a fun show. I got Jake Parry right here ready to go. I hope you're ready. Let's hit it. Oh, baby. Jake Parry back in his house. Connor Coughlin on assignment. How we doing, Jake? Oh, Timmy is here. Oh, and Jake is off to a ripper and start on mute. Excellent work, sir.
It's a major week. It's a great week. I also only have a 3-day work week, and then I'm going on a little golf trip with the fellas formerly from JWB. So it's going to be a fun week for me. So I'm excited.
It's PGA Championship week. A lot of people said a lot of cool things about the Wissahickon Golf Club at the Philly Cricket Club. I didn't like it, and a lot of people are talking trash about Quail Hollow being a PGA Tour venue. I love it.
Yeah,
it's
if we're comparing the two courses, it's
oh my goodness, not even close. Yeah, it's Jake. I'm extremely jealous of your golf outing with the fellas because I don't have that. Like when I play golf, I got to get a tee time and hope that one of my fellas is not working.
Well, if you want to fly to Ohio this weekend, I'm sure we can make it work.
Yeah, I made a pact that I wasn't going to do that more than once a year for the Fantasy Football Expo because of many different diseases that one can contract in the state of Ohio.
Valid.
That's a joke. That's a joke for our West Tennessee listeners out there on 101.5 FM Talking West Tennessee. Shout out Memphis and all our friends there in West Tennessee listening in to the 19th hole. It's a fun show if you like golf. If you don't like golf, you can still listen to us joke about other things. Jake, did you have you played golf recently?
I did. I played this weekend. Shot a 78. What should have been a 2.5-hour round took 5 hours, but hey, it was outside. I was outside, had a few drinks, won some money off of a buddy. He's a 26 handicap and decided to play me $5 skins. I was 7 skins up through 7 holes, and we just called the money there. And we had a good.
Yeah, he didn't want you to give him strokes.
No, I gave him strokes.
Oh, it didn't matter.
Yeah, no.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
No,
yeah, it was a good round. Took a few holes for to get the driver working, but everything else was working, and I can live with everything else working because I can still hit my 3-wood pretty far.
Yeah, so just to give you context, everyone out there, we set lines on our golf rounds when we're getting ready. Like we have the special degenerate golf chat where we like, hey, we got a tee time for tomorrow. Set the over under, and I thankfully bet the over on the 74.5 I set your line at because I looked at the scorecard. It's a shorter golf course, but you were thinking it's going to be windy, and so I took the over, and then you end up setting a line that was perfectly in line with what you shot. But a win's a win, and I think that I've hit the over on all the rounds because I think my you're going to be better at handicapping my rounds going forward because you always take the over on mine.
Yeah, whatever Connor sets the line as, you're always like, I like that line, which makes me go over. Like if you like the line, like I saw a 74.5 and I was like, I'm betting the over on my own line. I'm not shooting that there. It's one of those courses where like you look at the slope rating, you look at the you look at the course rating, and you look at the distance and everything, and you're like, oh, it's not that hard for a 3 handicap to play that well there. And then I'm like, yeah, but it's also on top of the landfill. So you're high up, 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, nearly guaranteed. And then the course slows down to the point where you're taking like 15 minutes between full shots. And my back doesn't like that. So,
and we don't care that much about pace of play on the PGA Tour because they're playing for real money. But at your local muni, it matters. Play faster, play better. And if you don't play better, play faster, even faster. Like play poorly, faster, please. Please, for the love of God, if you're playing golf, don't take forever. Just keep going.
To all amateur golfers out there, if you lose your 50-cent noodle in the prairie, don't look for it. I'll just give you if you run out of balls, turn around, drive back to me, and I'll give you a ball, as opposed to having to wait 15 minutes for you to hit your third shot on a par 3, 58 yards out from the green in a prairie.
Next, where the groundhogs and the coyotes are.
If you do care about your handicap, double par's the max anyway. On a par 3, you're not on the green in 3, and you're in a prairie. Write a 6, move on, and go buy yourself a beer.
Please. We're going to cover the news Niblick in the world of golf. We're also going to go to the caddy notes for the Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte. It's going to be fun. We're going to bet on some golf with Club Twirls. You can also, if you're looking for more finite analysis, Connor Coughlin's still writing his article this week, and no surprises and no spoilers, but this guy's the biggest Rory McIlroy fan in the world, so expect him to be betting very heavily on the fella from Northern Ireland who's won 3 of his 8 starts this year. It's no rocket science that you're going to want to skip through the Rory and go to the very bottom footnote where he has all of his other golfers betting on, but it's going to be a good article. He's a good writer.
Yeah, I use his article as inspiration for mine in the weeks where his beats mine publishing wise. So if I'm stealing from him, not stealing, just want to clarify that, not stealing, inspiration, not stealing.
He's so inspirational. So it's easy to do that. What do you say we jump right into the news in the world of golf, Jake? You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's hit the Niblick. Right off the top, a big win for the gigantic Austrian Sepp Straka. The big boy was dialed in. He was making putts that he's never made in his life. This is one of the least reliable putters in the world, and he was hot. And
I loved it.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure a lot of people loved it. I never get Sepp Straka right. I'm a big Sepp Straka fan. When I don't think he's going to do well, this dude wins. And it's the second win of the year. I didn't bet him at the Amex either when he won. So I'm just a little bitter that all the times I bet Sepp Straka over the years, I've never got him right. So good win for Sepp Straka. Grew up along the River Danube. Get the dub Sepp going. It was a big win. Unfortunately for Justin Thomas, my guy, he went completely off the reservation, uncharacteristic, where this guy's short game is usually his weakness, and he was really good scrambling. He shouldn't have had to scramble very much at the Wissahickon golf course, but he did, because off the tee and on approach, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. So where Justin Thomas should have won this tournament going away, he finished in a tie for second with Shane Lowry, who, like Sepp Straka, couldn't make a putt to save his life. But I think Shane Lowry would win a lot more golf tournaments if he just putted with his wedge, because that's one of the best chippers ever. Like the chip on 15 on Sunday was insane. Almost went in for eagle. That would have changed everything. But Shane Lowry couldn't make any putts. Sepp Straka made a few on Sunday and took home the win. So I'm a little bitter because Justin Thomas didn't win. He should have won. But good win for you, Jake, and all the Sepp Straka bettors, because I don't hate Sepp Straka at all. He's very fun to watch.
Yeah, it was. So he was one of my call-outs in my DFS article. I also had JT, who we just talked about. I had Jacob Bridgman as a value play, finished T4. Had Rory and Connors, both made their way into top 7, top 11th, respectively. So it was a good week for anybody who tailed my DFS plays. But also, I sprinkle a little. You have to. And it was some good calls. It was fun. I don't know why I was so high on Sepp Straka, but it was one of those weeks where I felt like I shouldn't be as high on him. So it felt like a good week to bet him, and it played out well.
Hey, reverse psychology might be my ticket because I haven't gotten him right to date. Like he burned me at the Honda a few years ago when Shane Lowry should have won, and got caught up in a freak thunderstorm, and that kind of embittered me to the Sepp Straka winning streak. But the guy's a 4-time winner on the PGA Tour. He's a serious talent. He's number 2 on in the FedEx Cup now behind Rory McIlroy. Seems good.
Yeah, it also helps that I think we're legitimately seeing the best golf that he's ever played.
Yes,
I mean, if you look at this year, 2 missed cuts, but besides that, 1 finish outside the top 30, and that was a tied 30. 1 finish outside the top 25, a bunch of top 15s, top 10s. Like the guy is just on fire right now.
Guess which 2 weeks I bet him.
I'm gonna guess, if I had to guess, my own Genesis and the Masters, his 2 missed cuts.
Unfortunately. Well,
it was fun though. I like we talked about prior to the show, like not the most exciting golf course in the world. Pretty straightforward, but it played better than I expected. I came out liking it more than I thought I would. I still don't love it. Don't get me wrong. But
I hope they never go back there. Like I'm elated that they're going back to Quail Hollow next year for the Truist because that was atrocious. Like they played Eagle Point in 2017, which is in North Carolina as well, and that was a better golf course. The Wissahickon golf course only had teeth on Friday and Saturday when the wind picked up.
Yep.
On Thursday it was ripe for the picking. And on Sunday it should have been, but nobody wanted to win the damn thing. It was a folly of errors, like a comedy of errors, like circus music, Benny Hill. Nobody was hitting good shots on Sunday. The scoring was down by no fault of anybody but the golfers themselves who were folding under pressure. Sepp Straka folded less than everybody else, so congrats.
Yeah, that is what it boiled down to. Like Keith Mitchell looked great.
Couldn't putt.
Sunday. Thomas forgot how his putter worked. And Sepp Straka was like, okay, if I just play par golf rest of the way, probably going to win this thing. And he did it.
Unreal. There was another golf tournament, the Overflow Golf Tournament in Myrtle Beach, the Myrtle Beach Classic. And in a thrilling 3-hole playoff, Ryan Fox, the Kiwi from New Zealand, chips in from 53 feet. It was a beautiful chip, by the way. He missed the fairway, missed the green. No problem. Let's chip in for a 3 and get out of here. Ryan Fox's first PGA Tour win. Pretty amazing. He's played some good golf over the years. He bombs the ever guitar out of the ball. Very unique swing. Looks very painful.
To say the least.
Yeah.
I talked about how my back is bad earlier in the show already. And if I tried to emulate his swing, I would need a wheelchair.
His swing is basically lean back. It was a good win for him. I like the Myrtle Beach Classic. I mean, as far as there's lots of great golf courses in Myrtle Beach, obviously it's a golf destination. I don't know how great that one was, but a good field. The Truist field was strong. The Myrtle Beach field was strong. And Ryan Fox win in a turn in the playoff over Harry Higgs. Who else was there? I can't remember.
Mackenzie Hughes was the other guy in the playoff.
That was the Canadian I was trying to conjure up a couple weeks ago. Remember, I was like, "There's a Canadian with the similar name," and I can't think of it. It's Mackenzie Hughes, and yes, Royal. He was rude. I'm sure my Canadian buddy Royal Slade was betting on Mackenzie Hughes to win, and he did absolutely choke.
Yeah, that bogey on 18 was
rough.
Tough.
Harry Higgs choked too, so I guess you can't. Ryan Fox went out and won the thing.
See, like Higgs at least has an excuse, right? Like he's played some up and down golf. Like he's just getting status back to where he can be in these events after, having to toil away over on the Corn Ferry for a minute there. So he's got some excuses. You're not going to rip your shirt off either at Dunes like you are at TPC Scottsdale. But
you would hope not.
It was a rough one, but I mean, this is a week where like Ryan Fox just came out and won a golf tournament. Like he went 4 under on the back 9 to get into the playoff, stayed pretty clutch, all things considered, in the playoff. Like hats off to Foxy.
Hey, Foxy at the beach. Let's go. I got to get into this PGA Championship. We got to talk about Quail Hollow. It's a beautiful golf course. The Wells Fargo is a classic tournament every year. And according to Wikipedia, owned by Rory McIlroy. So we're going to have to jump into the golf course here with Caddie notes. All right, deep breath. Quail Hollow Golf Course, Charlotte, North Carolina. They are playing a par 71, stretched out to 7,626 yards for the PGA Championship. That is substantial, especially with the torrential downpour of rain they had today. It's going to play longer than that, which is pretty impressive. It's already a beast of a golf course. Narrow fairways, Bermuda throughout. And we're looking at low to mid 80s all week. Chance of thunderstorms on Friday and Saturday, but otherwise the weather's going to be pretty decent. I think it might be a little softer on Thursday because of the rain earlier in the week, but if it gets a little bit drier going through, this golf course could have some teeth. Top 65 and ties make the cut. I'm expecting between 7 under, 15 under for the winning score. It's been history at Quail Hollow is just bet on Rory McIlroy. He's won here 4 times, starting in 2010, his rookie season, first PGA Tour win, set the course record, then broke the course record a few years later. He likes it here. It makes sense since elite driving and long irons and scrambling are rewarded here. Narrow fairways, long golf course, smaller greens. Is there any reason not to favor guys who can get off the tee really well here, Jake?
Absolutely not. If you look back, the winner in every start at Quail Hollow, I believe it's since 2010, only one of them wasn't top 15 in driving distance.
Ooh, that's key. That's a key metric.
Unless you're that 1 year that James Hahn figured it out. Like
he made everything. He was what he gained like 9 strokes on the greens that week.
It was insane. But like if you're not that, you have to hit the ball long here, especially with it stretched out, like we said, to 7,600 yards. Like the shortest par 3 is 183 yards. I think I saw something that said if they really wanted to, the longest of the par 3s, which I think they're only playing at like 240, can play as long as 283.
Yep, 249. But if they go back tee box, back pin, it's 283. Like you said, that's a beast.
Yeah, it's not like people talk about this course like it's not PGA Tour worthy at times, which just doesn't make sense to me. It's a phenomenal course.
It's one of the best courses on the PGA Tour, in my opinion.
Agreed, hands down. Like this is a bucket list course for me. Like I will play Quail Hollow one day.
One of my clients lives at Quail Hollow half the year, and in NorCal the other half of the year. I don't know how she decides the seasons, but seems nice. Tee to green obviously is huge here. Bogey avoidance with the rough grown out for a major. Proximity 175 and above. 3-putt avoidance is huge here because the greens are going to be pretty fast. Bermuda, tough to read. Scrambling, of course. And then good drives gained. Distance is a bonus. Like you said,
100%.
Top 15 in driving distance is won every year at Quail Hollow except for one. And if you don't plan on gaining 9 strokes in the field putting like James Hahn did, then you're gonna have to hit the ball a long way, like Jake Parry. If you bomb it out there like Jake Parry, you got a chance.
Depends on the day, but yeah, it definitely helps. It's also important to note this week because of the time of year that it's being played, we're seeing overseeded fairways, roughs, and greens. So this will only be the second PGA Championship this century that has been played on an overseeded course. The only other one was when it was at Kiowa.
Yeah.
So going to be a little unique.
Beast.
Yeah. But to save a little bit of the rain stuff that they've had to deal with too, Quail Hollow is equipped with a sub-air system, so they really can dry it out if they want to. It'll just be a matter of if they want to.
Yeah, and hard to say. They're not the USGA. The PGA of America runs this, so they might not want to have the brutality of a US Open setup, but we've seen some tough PGA Championships. We've also seen some super easy ones. I think they kind of slot right in the middle here with Quail Hollow being a familiar event for a lot of these guys.
Agreed.
Or all of them. They don't want carnage. They just want a good, fair test where good shots are rewarded and bad shots are penalized. And I think we get that every year at the Wells Fargo in general.
Right.
And now it's a major. And I think I'm even more excited because we get all the live guys back to play the Wells Fargo-esque tournament.
I was surprised at how well almost all of the live golfers scored for me in my model. There was a lot of names in the top half, and
Same
a few
for
of
me,
them I was like,
I'm not
there.
surprised. I'm not surprised, Jake.
I'm not surprised by, your Bryson, Brooks, Neiman, those kind of guys. But when I saw how high even like Sergio was, I was like, I don't agree with that. But, we're going to let it roll.
Yeah. Throw the stats out the window on that one. Yeah. Tyrrell Hatton popped for me too. That's surprising.
I kind of don't hate it.
Yeah.
Mostly for DFS purposes. Like, he makes cuts really well. So like,
yeah,
if you want a guy who's probably not going to miss the cut, sure.
Cool. That's exciting, right? Sure.
Yeah. The number of weeks I wish I had a Tyrrell Hatton in my lineup after I'm like so excited, and then 4 of 6 make it through, and I'm like, kind of wish I just had a Tommy Fleetwood in there.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, it's a big field. Yeah. I like the majors because there is a cut. Last week was kind of lame because you get the 72 holes and from everybody. And I, of course, had Ludwig Oberg, who shot a nasty 76 with 2 doubles on Saturday and sunk me. I still finished second above Connor in our little read the green contest on DraftKings. So just throwing that out there, Connor, that you lose again.
At least you didn't have Sahith. That was
no. Oh God, no.
Yeah, his neck locked up on him, and
that was it.
All of a sudden, 78, and I'm going home. Tough scene.
Yeah, it is a tough scene. Jake, I think we can't push it off any farther. We need to bet on some golf. We need to twirl the club as one does when they hit one flush. What do you say?
Let's twirl.
Twirl. To the surprise of no one, Scottie Scheffler favored plus 400. Rory McIlroy, the owner of Quail Hollow Golf Club, is coming in at plus 450 or plus 500, depending on the time of day and book. No surprises. Scottie Scheffler is the best player in the world, and Rory McIlroy is the hottest player in the world. I have my favorites. Connor, I know, has his favorite. And Jake, I think you agree with all of us.
Yeah, I do. It's Rory over Scottie this week. I'm especially happy because they opened as co-favorites, and the Rory line has gotten better, which just means happiness for me.
Smash.
Like we've talked about, he just absolutely dominates at Quail Hollow. He's missed the cut here one time since 2010, and it was in 2011.
Won 4 times.
Yeah, won 4 times here. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other top 10s.
Runner up in 2017 to Ricky Fowler.
2012.
2012. That's right.
2017, he finished tied 22nd. Not his best performance here, but also one that a lot of people would absolutely kill to have, especially because that was a major year. So T22nd money in the majors is a lot better than T22nd most years at most events.
And let it not be mistaken, this is a year of destiny for Rory McIlroy. He completed the career Grand Slam, and now he's set up for the season-long Grand Slam, which hasn't happened since Bobby Jones, back when the U.S. Amateur was part of the Grand Slam. This is a big deal. We have Quail Hollow, his favorite golf course, his best golf course by performance. Then you got Oakmont, which favors driving even more than Quail Hollow. And then you have just a little golf course in his backyard in Northern Ireland. Seems like it's destiny. Seems like we should be chomping at the bit to bet on Rory McIlroy. So we are. Yeah, I got him at plus 500 this morning, and I'm not looking back.
Same. Especially when you consider that, like, if you just talk about average placement, I think the PGA Championship might be number 1 in terms of major success for him. He's won it twice. 2 third-place finishes, 5 other top 10s, a top 12. Like, it doesn't really matter what venue it is, except for whatever it was in 2016, which I'm blanking on right now. My brain's telling me Bethpage, but that sounds really wrong. It was Baltusrol.
Baltusrol, yeah.
Which I don't blame him for playing poorly there. I hate it. Not my favorite.
It's a lot like the Philly Cricket Club, honestly.
It really is. But yeah, I mean, dude's on fire. Best, I would say, currently the best golfer on the planet. You know, Scotty's got to really come out of the gates hot and get a win here to change my mind on that. But I think it's just a matter of time. People talk about him letting his foot off the gas after the Masters win, finally getting the one. No, yep. Like you said, he's still chasing world #1 status. He's still behind Scotty in that. The career or the season-long Grand Slam is in play. And the dude has not finished outside the top 20 on the PGA Tour since the FedEx Cup last year. If you count the European Tour, you know, over on the DP World Tour, he's got a win over there, a bunch of top 5s. Like, the last 8 to 10 months of Rory playing golf is one of the better stretches we've seen that isn't Tiger in the last century. This century.
Let's say Rory doesn't win, and it's unlikely, but I do have another guy on here that pops just as well. The second hottest player in my model, who the pride of the city of water, wealth, contentment, and health. Shout out NorCal. Shout out Modesto, California. Bryson DeChambeau, plus 900. Yes, please.
Oh, yeah. All over it. I mean, longest hitter on tour if he was on tour.
Yeah.
But the putter's been absolutely insane as of late. Mm-hmm. His wedges, like he was, I think, either most or second most strokes gained around the green at Augusta, which is impressive in and of himself. He won in Korea earlier this month, where his iron swing, like his irons had clearly been an issue. It's really all that held him back at Augusta. True. He found it in a big way, gained nearly 4 strokes over the event with the irons. Like, the dude is back, and he is. That line was too juicy to not smash
it. And I found it interesting that Bryson DeChambeau is number 3 in this field in bogey avoidance. Nice. Number 6 in birdies or better gain. No surprise there. Number 1 in proximity at 200 plus. Number 2 in driving distance behind Rory. And number 1 in par 4s between 450 and 500 yards, which half of them are. Bryson DeChambeau seems like a good pick. This is a smash factor plus 900. I like him better than Scotty. Even Scotty's 100%. Obviously in contention here, but the course fit isn't great for Scotty here.
Yeah, it's like one of those weeks where it's like like we said, Scotty's the best golfer on the planet. He's going to be in contention at any event.
Probably this one too.
I don't love Quail Hollow for him.
No,
is really what it boils down to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those years, the first couple of years, is he couldn't win after April, and so that kind of played into the Wells Fargo.
Yep.
Yeah, Connor has always hated Bryson, probably because he's from NorCal. But yeah, number 1 in long iron play, Connor. It seems good. Irons on a course that require iron play. I think not 200 plus proximity being number 1 in this field seems good.
Yeah, like I said, they bounced back in a big way. He always seems to turn it on for the majors, especially the PGA Championship. You know, 1 finish outside of the top 5 in his last 4 PGA Championships. Seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Guy plays.
I'm tempted. Like, who else do you have in your favorites? 30 to 1 or shorter? Because I am going to push back on this one because I'm scared. I'm scared, Jake.
It's not that I'm not scared. So let me just clarify.
You should be terrified.
I'm a little nervous, but Justin Thomas plus 2,200. I like the number. Anything over plus 20 was going to be good for him with me. But really what it boils down to, I think he can put together just about everything he needs. The driver, you know, he gained strokes with the driver at the Truist overall.
Yeah, not on Sunday.
Not on Sunday, but overall, he's one of the longer hitters still on tour when he gets into it. His accuracy with the driver has improved drastically from what we saw earlier this year. So that gives him a plus there. Solid enough around the greens, pretty solid overall on approach. Long irons, not always his friend, but pretty solid overall. But we also have to factor in, he won the last time there was a major at Quail Hollow. He was the champion. And that does factor in a little bit for me.
That was a long, long time ago, sir. 8 years ago.
It was. Don't get me wrong. But it still counts. It's the only other time we've seen this course in major conditions. It's got to count for something.
It scares me, man.
It doesn't scare me as much as your guy scares me.
Oh, I'm petrified at Ludwig Oberg at plus 2,800, but he's at plus 2,800, which is the most favorable line we've ever gotten Ludwig in a major. If he's good from tee to green like he has been traditionally, then we're fine. But if he's a little off kilter off the tee or on approach, his short game cannot keep up with this golf course and this field. One of the worst scramblers in the field. Justin Thomas is right up there with him in scrambling, especially on longer golf courses. Justin Thomas, I would feel amazing if this was a 7,200 yard golf course, but this is a place where his skill set is not amplified as well, especially off the tee. Longer golf courses, he's 106th in good drives gained. Justin Thomas is, and Ludwig Oberg is a lot better than that. It seems that Ludwig just needs to avoid short sighting himself on approach, because that's pretty much the strategy. As he gets to, we appreciate that Ludwig Oberg plays really quickly, but he doesn't always think through the strategy. He's an aggressive player, and when he's a little bit off on the short side, his short game cannot sustain it. But if he's on, he can run away with it.
He's a lot like me. If my drive gets pretty close to the green,
he's attacking.
That, and if my drive ever lands on the green, you can guarantee that I'm making like par at best. For whatever reason, like it's going to be.
You get so excited, like Tommy Boy with his wing. Tommy went wingy.
I'm like, let me get the eagle. Miss, lip out. Okay, I took a 6 and I hit the green on the first swing. This is not great, Bob.
Like Shane Lowry on the 72nd hole.
Too soon.
A little too soon. The risk is baked in. JT pretty favorable on plus 2,200. I just don't like him on this golf course as much, even though he won here in 2017. Ludwig Oberg petrifies me if he's a little bit off from tee to green, but 2,800 plus 2,800 for him is, like I said, the longest odds we've seen for him in a major. For a guy who hasn't won anything, he sure had some really terrible lines going over his last couple of years of majors.
Yeah, this is the first line where I've been interested in Ludwig. If it gets to 30 or more, like if it starts to fall at all, I'll be in.
All right, moving on to the mid-range. We each have one in the mid-range because we're really peppering the longer shots here, especially since we're hitting the top of this board so heavily. I'm going to go with Brooksy Koepka. Long irons, Mr. PGA Championship himself. He's got 3 of those things, 3 Wanamakers in his trophy case. He's also got 2 U.S. Opens, which is nice, but 3-time PGA champion. I just think that this guy, if he's improved so much in short game this season, his tee to green game, of course, his iron play is amazing. If he can just hit some fairways, this guy could take this thing pretty well. It's going to come down to accuracy off the tee for Brooksy. He's got all the length that he needs. He's got the iron play in spades. Putter's streaky. So what kind of Brooksy will we get? At plus 4,500, I'm willing to find out.
I like the idea of Brooksy here.
Yeah, the concept is there.
The things that worry me the most is just like, as of late, his putter has been really bad over his last 3 events with the wedges. All of his around the green game has been horrid.
Yeah, 3-putt avoidance. Brooks Koepka dead last.
Yeah, it's one of those things where he almost feels a lot like Aubert in that sense, where it's like if he can just not put himself in situations where that comes into play, we know how good he can be at events like this. We haven't seen him a ton at Quail Hollow. He only has 1 appearance here outside of his tied for 13th last time it was here for the PGA Championship. It was a tied for 42nd, but he did struggle off the tee. As long as he can not be as inaccurate as he was that week, probably be pretty fine.
Yeah, who do you like?
I don't know why I like this guy, but
that's really, really encouraging for the people.
It's one of those guys where I don't necessarily like him this week, but when I like him, he doesn't do well, and when I don't like him as much, he plays well. So I'm trying to play that reverse psychology card again with Victor Hovland. approach has been really strong this year.
Yeah.
It's about where the excitement ends with him overall this year. He does have, the benefit of being a longer off the tee. So driving distance, he gets a bonus there for me. We have seen good weeks with the putter, especially if you go back to the Valspar, nearly 2 true strokes gained on the field with the putter, which was his best putting performance in a long time. You have to go back to like 2023 to find a week where he was as good, almost as good with the putter. But it really boils down to like his accuracy has not been that bad off of the tee. So if he can keep the driver in play, I think he's going to put himself in good positions to score here. And he's one of those guys that I feel like does play a little bit better. Almost like Will Zalatoris, when you put him on a course that doesn't necessarily fit his game as well. And it helps that, when you can get it at plus 5,000.
Yeah.
That's part of the number that intrigued me.
Yeah. Hovland at his peak as a top 5 golfer in the world. We haven't seen that lately, except for his win, which was kind of random at the Valspar, where he just kind of pieced it all together in quite literal piecemeal when he won at the Valspar. I have Hovland 97th in my model because around the green 149th, that's bad. Scrambling 139th, that's bad. 3-putt avoidance 112th, not great. Par 4 scoring 111th, that scares me. Par 4s are very important at Quail Hollow, and they're not easy. This is a par 4 challenging golf course. The par 5s aren't a slouch either, but you can still get at them with a good tee shot. Mm-hmm. The par 4s, if you're out of position here, it's done. You're making 5 or 6 every time. This scares me for Hovland because his short game is not good at all, and it really hasn't been ever. When he's won, he's just kind of survived with great iron play, and that's what you're hoping for at plus 5,000. I can't get there with him. I just can't. There's too many great golfers deeper in this field that are playing better form in the last 24 rounds that I can actually count on, and they're going to pay me more if they do it.
Yeah, he's a sprinkle at best. He's not getting a full unit. He is getting a sprinkle, but
he's going to be like, oh, come on, Victor, let me feel something.
Help me feel alive.
All right, let's hit the long shots. We got quite a few of them each. I'm going to let you lead off with a guy at 70 plus 7,500 who has had a rough season, but I can see it. I can see the inspiration, Jake.
Thank you. Yeah, that guy is Jason Day.
Aussie.
Oi. Like you said, a bit of an up and down season. But if we follow the trends, he started off the season with a bad performance, and then he got a good one, and then a bad one, then a good one, bad one. What was it last week or last time he played at RBC? Bad performance, tied for 49th. He's due. But it boils down to just what kind of game he's brought most recently. The driver has come back to not being a negative in his game. It's not really helping him in a major way, but he's been able to just mostly keep it in the fairway. He's not really gaining distance on the field. He's not really losing anything in terms of distance on the field. The putter is back in a very big way for him.
He's banking on that short game.
Yeah, around the green, like especially at the Masters, 1.67 true strokes gained around the green, huge. It's been a good part of his game. He's had good weeks here and there on approach as well. But this is another one where the course history comes back into play, quite a bit for me. Missed the cut here in 2021 and 2023. As we all know, he was struggling with most parts of his golf game during that stretch of time. But if you look at it, his other performances here, last year tied for 4th at Quail Hollow. He's got a win under his belt here back in 2018. Tied for 9th last time the major was here. Tied for 9th in his appearance prior back in 2012. So he's a guy who, again, leaning into the course history a little bit, this course is more predictive than most on tours.
It is.
It's the second most predictive major venue we're getting this year. So again, putting a little more weight on some course history.
Let me guess, Augusta's the most predictive since they do it every year.
I mean, so you look at every other course, Augusta is double the closest, more than double, actually, the closest course in terms of predictable strokes gained. So leaning into the course history, leaning into some of the recent game that he's had, I think he wants to prove to himself and everyone else that he can be a competitor at majors. The Masters T8th finish was a start. And I think, of the long shots, like he was the first one that really caught my eye.
Yeah, he came in 31st in my model, which is respectable, mainly due to his amazing short game. He's good on par fours. Bogey avoidance is great. His approach game is terrifying. This is a very bad iron player this season, but he's going off 75 to 1. So, I mean, but maybe he finds some of that good juju that he's had at Quail Hollow over the years. That makes sense to me. I see the merit in Jason Day. I love watching Jason Day play. He's one of the favorite players for me to watch when I was a kid growing up, back in his heyday in the mid 2010s. This is a Jason Day type course, so I can see the inspiration there. I'm going to go with another Aussie, Minwoo Lee.
One of my favorites to watch.
Minwoo Lee absolutely destroys golf balls off the tee in a big way, and he also has improved his approach game quite a bit this season, which is why he's contended so many more times. Very solid player. If the conditions stay pretty benign, I can see Minwoo Lee lighting this place up. His game really fits the golf course. Minwoo Lee at 90 to 1 is green flag racing for me because the risk is already baked in. If he has a bad iron week like he is prone to have, then whatever. We only spent a couple bucks betting on Minwoo Lee. But if he finds that form that he has had at certain points this season, we might be looking at a big smash win.
You also can't tell me it's not fun to bet on a guy whose nickname is Dr. Chipinski. Like, come on.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was Shane Lowry, but I guess they share it.
Nah, it's Minwoo now.
Minwoo. They both chip in a lot.
They do. It's impressive. I wish they could give me lessons because that's the worst part of my game, and it's not even close.
I thought Minwoo Lee's nickname was Chef. Let him cook.
He's one of those guys where like you look at the nicknames and there's like 14, and they all
he's a social media darling. Minwoo Lee is the social media dynamo, and his game is just so much fun to watch. And so if I can make 90 to 1 payout watching an enjoyable golfer take over Quail Hollow, let's do it.
And he's chasing his sister in terms of major championships. So,
Minji is an amazing LPGA golfer. I think she'll have an advantage for quite a while.
Yeah, probably, but maybe not.
Maybe not. You mentioned Will Zalatoris earlier. I like him at 130 to 1. Great, obviously from tee to green, streaky putter, streaky short game. Maybe he finds it. Like, this is a great elite driver of the golf ball, even more elite iron player. Can he find the form once he gets to the green to win this thing? That remains to be seen. But Willie Z has showed up at golf courses like this, and Quail Hollow is a decent stop along his career track. I can definitely picture Will Zalatoris finding some form here.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like he did improve from his first performance to his second performance at Quail Hollow in terms of the putter. He just needs to get back. If you can be like neutral here, the rest of his game is strong enough to put him into contention. I feel a little more comfortable with him on the top 20 side. Even on top 20, you can get him at plus 350. But I'm not going to not throw a couple bucks at 130 to 1.
No. And it's another good pick to top 20. I think you're getting plus 350. Is that right?
Yep.
That's solid. That's super solid. Willie Z he's a big game hunter. He's kind of like Brooks Light, where he goes out there to majors and he shows up, and that's because good iron play travels.
Yep,
it just simply does. Let's see. I'll let you go with the next one, Mr. Carolina himself. Andrew Novak. We love Andrew Novak on the show.
We love Andrew Novak. I love Andrew Novak especially. But this week, like, again, a guy we're probably seeing the best golf he's played on the PGA Tour over the last 4 events. 2 top 3s, not counting his win at Zurich. He got a tied for 17th this past week. The putter's been solid. The wedge game's been good. The irons have been good. The driver's been solid.
He's so consistent.
Of late, like once he clearly there was a stretch there where he was struggling. Like if you look at him from the Genesis until Valero, miscut, 31st or 34th cut, 42nd cut, but he's bounced back in a big way. The putter has come back, and that's really when he struggles, the putter has been consistently what has held him back. And I think these greens are in line with other ones that he's been successful on, especially looking at this year, getting, some success on Bermuda greens. I mean, heck, the dude came in second at the Bermuda Championship. Like he was right there. We could call him the king of Bermuda for 2024 if he'd have just won that.
Could have. So close.
But yeah, at 190 to 1, like a guy who's playing lights out golf over the last 4 weeks, I'm not going to not. Again, it's just I can't pass up that number.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to round out my outright card with Michael Thorbjornsen because he's so talented, and man, does he smash the ball off the tee. That dude absolutely destroys the golf ball. And he's a guy who he can find a decent approach game, which has been a very weak spot for him in this season. It's not that bad. It's dead last. Michael Thorbjornsen is not great on approach, but he hits the ball so far off the tee, and he's a decent scrambler. He's got some pretty good chops if his iron play can find some form. At 250 to 1, I'm willing to find out.
Yeah. While the center of his driver club face is just in tatters, I don't know if I've ever seen him hit an iron out of the center of the club face for some reason.
No, it's a lot of toes and heels and thins, and yeah, it's
almost like one of us. Yeah, no,
man, if we could drive it like him, that'd be so much fun.
Oh yeah, if I could drive it like him, that's all I'd care. I'd just show up to scrambles and I'd be like, "That guys,
tee shots are mine." I'm also gonna throw a dollar on 600 to 1 Nico Echeverria.
I like it.
Why not?
I feel like just off of namesake base, I should probably throw a dollar on John Parry. One of the few people I've ever met who actually spells their last name correctly when their last name is Parry. So I feel like I should, throw a dollar on it, see what happens. He's not going to win. He's not that great, but he's in the field. So he's got a chance, technically.
Yeah. And wouldn't it be cool to win a lot of money on a guy with the same last name?
Yeah. It's like when the John Parry in the NFL, he went to the Bills from the officiating office. I got a bunch of congratulations texts, jokingly. It happens every time.
That's excellent. Do you have any placement bets out there? The first round leader bets you want to throw out there for the people?
Yep. So like I already kind of talked about, I really like getting Zalatoris at plus 350 for top 20 numbers. That's always going to be something that I like anytime, the pluses start getting up into the threes on a good golfer on a hard course. I'll sweat that one out. I got no problem there. The other two that I do like, Bryson, first round leader, you can get it like plus 900.
That seems nice.
And actually, let me look that one up because I feel like I'm misquoting that line, and I'll go to my next one, which is I just talked about how he performed well in my model, but Sergio to miss the cut, you can get that at plus money.
Oh yes,
it's like the last time I was on here. Last time I was on here, and I was like, I can get Sepp Straka at plus money to miss the cut. Yeah, I'm gonna take that bet. That was the Masters. But yeah, when you can get Sergio, like recent form has been atrocious. Missed the cut at the Masters, 50th in Mexico City, tied for 42nd in Korea. Really like when he was successful earlier this year, the irons were really good. He might have had the worst performance I've ever seen statistically with irons in his last live appearance at Korea. Minus 3.4 total strokes gained. I didn't know the numbers went that high when it comes to the iron play. But realistically, like when you can get plus money on a guy who doesn't play a ton of golf, a ton of uber competitive golf to begin with, who hasn't necessarily been successful at Quail Hollow either and hasn't played it since 2019, it just felt like one of those things I kind of had to do.
It felt right.
Then the Bryson first round leader, I was way off. First round leader Bryson, you can get it plus 2,200.
Oh my goodness, yes,
that seems fun.
Absolutely. I will back you up on the Sergio miscut prop because there is not a golfer in the world who I would rather bet to miss the cut and root against than Sergio Garcia.
Patrick Reed's up there quite a bit for me too, but
I kind of like Patrick Reed in some ways. Like
he's kind of bounced back.
Not the dishonesty part, like where in earlier his career he was a pretty big cheater out there. But like as far as like watching him play, one of the best short games. I love watching good short games.
Yeah,
Patrick Reed's got amazing hands. Good for him.
He's definitely bounced back for me.
Yeah.
Alleged cheating. Alleged.
Oh, he definitely cheated. He's on camera multiple times.
Yeah.
I'm also going to throw a top 20 bet on Carl Phillips at plus 850 because he's got the talent to make a spike week.
It's fun to bet on Phillips too. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's just good.
I do know why. He's fun.
Yeah, he's fun. I don't know, Connor, do you have the hat ready to go? You can throw a number in the chat so we can pull up our models. That would be fun for the last couple minutes here. If not, it's okay. But I don't know if Connor's even home with his hat. He probably takes it everywhere he goes, to be honest. It's a really cool safari hat with the 100
everywhere I went
with 150 little pieces of paper with numbers on them.
It's like when I had the cowboy hat made out of Budweiser boxes. I was like, yeah, I'm wearing this as much as I can.
He gets pulled over on the highway. Like, what's in the hat, sir? Oh, it's my lucky hat for golf betting. Sure it is. Can you get out of the vehicle, please?
Sure, I'm gonna need you to step out.
Yeah, I sense the presence of alcohol if you have a safari hat full of numbers. I don't see him in the comments. He must have logged out. But you have a first round leader besides Bryson, and I just want your take on what the winning score is going to be.
I like it. First round leader besides Bryson. Other numbers that I like. This one's personally just one of my favorite guys to root for, and I like this line. Corey Connors at plus 6,000. I love Corey Connors. I don't know why. Just something about him.
Shout out Canada. That's
shout
all you
out
to say. Yeah.
Canada. And then
winning score. Go ahead. We got 20 seconds.
I'm gonna go Rory at -9.
Okay. I'll go with Bryson at -11.
I like it.
All right. This has been the 19th hole. Thanks for everybody in West Tennessee for listening in and around the world. Shout out Canada. See us next week at the Charles Schwab. Thanks, everybody.